Hey there folks, welcome to the channel and welcome to our series on smoking meats, a series brought to you by Smoking It Smokers. In today's episode, we are smoking a turkey. There's a couple different ways you can smoke a turkey. You can smoke a turkey hot and fast, or you can smoke a turkey low and slow. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to take that low and slow approach, and we're going to end up with a flavorful, delicious, succulent turkey with the skin that is absolutely incredible. Let me show you how to do it.
The first thing we need to do to get our turkey ready to smoke is brine it. And so I'm going to take a very basic brining mix. Basically, we've got salt, pepper, garlic, toasted coriander, bay leaf, rosemary, thyme, things like that. You can just about add whatever spices you want. The salt really is the most important ingredient for your brine mix. I am going to be adding it to some hot water. Now, this is not the entirety of the water we're going to use. This is just hot water to dissolve our salt. Once our salt is dissolved, we're going to transfer that to a bin that has the rest of our brine water. And I kept that bin in the freezer just to cool it down pretty quick. So as you can see right here, it's kind of frozen over. But this is going to help cool our brine liquid down pretty quick. The one thing you don't want to do is add your hot brine solution to your turkey. So just make sure that your brining liquid is completely cool before you add it. And so I'm just going to give this a quick mix to combine. Once that happens, we can take a look at our bird, and this is the star of the show. I personally like about a 12 to 14 pound turkey, but whatever size turkey you have is okay. Just remember, the bigger the turkey, the longer it's going to take to cook. So let's go ahead and get this into a briner. Turkey in, and we want to make sure that we have enough brine solution to cover the turkey by a couple inches. Once we do that, we're going to go ahead and cover it with the brine cap. Remember, keep the bird under the brine. That's what that cap's going to do. And now we can just go ahead and cover it and place it in the refrigerator. At this point, we're going to let it brine. So for this brine solution, you're going to let it brine for 2 hours to 2.5 hours per pound in the refrigerator. Mine is roughly a 12-pound turkey, so we're going to let it brine for 24 hours. Once your bird has brined for the appropriate amount of time, we are moving on to step number 2, which is the preparation of the skin. So first thing we're going to do here is pat our turkey dry. Then we're going to remove the spine. This is known as spatchcocking, and it allows your bird to cook more evenly as all the meat will be facing in the same direction. Once we have the spine removed, just like that, don't throw that away. You could save this for your stocks, make gravy out of it for later, so we're just going to set that to the side. We're now going to go ahead and flip our bird over, and we're going to flip the legs just like so. There it is. Now, the breast bone, I want to push down on until I hear it snap. I want to basically flatten that out a little bit more. So we're going to press that down till it pops, and this is what our bird looks like, properly spatchcocked. Now, we're going to add a little neutral oil to the surface of the skin, which is going to help lock in some of that moisture, keep it from evaporating nearly as quickly, and it's also going to help our spice mix stick. As far as the spice mix goes, nothing special. Thyme, sugar, salt, a little smoked paprika, garlic, onion. Really, it's whatever you want to add. One special ingredient we are going to add to that rub, though, is baking powder. Now, baking powder is going to help alkalinize our skin. This particular ingredient really helps the Maillard reaction, and it's going to produce an absolutely beautiful color, elevated flavor, and it's going to help really tenderize it during that cooking process. So we're not going to get a rubbery skin. All right, so we're just going to generously apply that rub to the outside of the turkey. We're going to transfer that to a tray with a rack, and we're going to place that into our refrigerator overnight. All right, that's going to allow the baking soda to do its job. It's going to allow some of those spices to penetrate the meat a little bit further. But remember, it's already brined. So really 12 hours in the fridge is sufficient. It's going to allow that skin to dry out just a little bit before we smoke it. This is what our bird looks like the next morning. Now, it's time to smoke. This right here is the best part. We're going to take this and place this into our digital smoker. The smoker that we're going to be using is a number 4 Wi-Fi digital smoker from Smoking It. And we're just going to go ahead and place that turkey directly on the rack. The temperature that we're going to be cooking this turkey at is 225 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is going to be a low and slow kind of cook. I am going to use a cold smoke generator, also from Smoking It, because this allows me to control how much smoke that we have through this long cook. We're adding applewood and oak pellets to that generator, and we have it about half full. I want this thing to deliver anywhere between 6 to 7 hours worth of smoke. Once we've got it loaded up, we can start applying smoke. So I'm going to take the air compressor that comes with it, crank that to 100%. It's going to give me maximum airflow, and then put a torch to it. Once I get it lit, and this actually lights pretty quick, we're going to keep it at 100% for about 4 to 5 minutes, and then we're going to turn it down. So this is what it looks like at 100%, and we're going to turn that air compressor down to about 60%, roughly 60%, and this is what that's going to look like once you turn it down a bit. And for me, at about 60%, it's perfect. So there we go. That's what 60% looks like. Last thing we're going to do here before we shut the door is put a temperature probe in the turkey breast. Now this probe is connected to the smoker, and this is what our smoke looks like coming out the top. And notice it's not billowing out. We've got a nice clean smoke, and this particular smoker comes with an app for the phone. Let's open that up right quick. And when we go to the settings, notice our temperature is at 225 Fahrenheit, and it's going to cook until we reach an internal of 150 degrees Fahrenheit. One particular thing I like to do while this is smoking, because this does smoke for quite some time, is baste the turkey with a little butter. So very quickly, we're just going to put a little butter all over that bird, close it back up, and let it continue to cook. 6.5 hours later, our smoker automatically shuts down the cooking cycle because we've hit an internal of 150. If you can see right there where it says food, top right-hand corner, that's our internal, and our turkey is now done. So we're going to remove that, and before we cut into it, we do want to let it rest for anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes, allow those juices to come together. And look at that, absolutely gorgeous smoked turkey. It smells incredible. Let's go ahead and just carve it up. This is what it's all about. Carved up beautifully. Let me grab a center thick slice of the turkey breast just so that you can see what it looks like here before we give it a taste. Here we go. Wow. Look at that. Incredibly juicy, very tender, and it smells incredible. Let's give it a little squeeze. Oh, look at those juices. Absolutely amazing. That's going to be a delicious bite. Okay, let's give it a taste.
All right, folks, here it comes. Moment of truth. How does our smoked turkey taste? I'm going to try the breast first because that has a tendency to dry out the quickest, but I'm looking at this breast glistening with juices, so I don't think we're going to have a problem. Oh, wow. It smells amazing. Not overly smoky, which is the beauty of using a cold smoke generator. By smoking it, you can really dial in how much smoke you add. And this actually smoked for about 6.5 hours, in case you were wondering. 30 minutes per pound, and it looks amazing. So let's just go ahead and give it a taste. Huh. Wow. That is scrumptious. Very juicy, very tender. And you know, that's one of the beautiful things about doing a low and slow is that you don't have to cook your turkey to 165. You could actually stop it at about 145 to 155. The choice is yours, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to retain a lot more of those juices when you pull it at a little lower temperature. And the reason you could do that is because of pasteurization. When you cook it low and slow, you're able to maintain that 145 to 155 temperature for a lot longer than you would if you were doing it hot and fast. And so you're in essence pasteurizing the turkey, allowing it safe for consumption. All right, let's take a look at that turkey leg, see how it tastes. More importantly, see how we did on the skin. It looks absolutely incredible. Let's give it a bite. The skin turned out great. It's not super crispy and it's not rubbery. It's just tender. It's got this elevated herb spice crust and smoky flavor to it. Now you can omit the herb spice crust if you want and just do like a butter basting through your cook, which will probably crisp up the skin a little bit more. And just so you know, you don't have to do this with a turkey. You could do it with a duck, you could do it with a goose, with chicken. It's up to you. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to check out Smoking It Smokers. I'll have a link to their website in the description box below. Digital smokers, cold smokers, and everything in between. If you got any questions, drop them in the comment section below. And if you like this video, give it a great big thumbs up. If you like smoked meats and you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell because we have an entire lineup just for you. Thanks a lot for being here. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.